can I start?
Yes, sure.
Fantastic. And I think that it's great that I come right after Tanya, right? Because she was talking a lot about emails and segmentation, and she was going into a lot of detail, while I am going to go a little bit more high level because I love talking about strategy. So let's dive in. Okay, Bianca already introduced me, but just a little bit more about me, so you know me before this, before I start my talk. I've worked for e-learning, that B2C and SaaS B2B companies for around 12 years as a head of marketing, and manage databases with 1 million plus users. And I've helped these companies generate millions in revenue from email marketing. So I am very passionate about this topic. Right now, I'm helping women entrepreneurs grow and scale their online businesses with my 12-week marketing program, where I give a structured way to build marketing strategy and offer, and teach people how to sell so they can attract more clients, increase revenue, and build a business they actually enjoy. So today, what I want to share with you is how to go from hello to sales, and how to think about your emails in a more holistic way, if I can use that word. I want you to think about the whole email life cycle that grows with your business. And I want you to start by picturing this. Okay, I really like analogies, and I'm going to start with one. Imagine this: you go on a first date. The conversation is flowing, the chemistry is great. Then suddenly, the person sitting in front of you is, "Will you marry me?" You'll probably run away, right? Have you ever experienced something like this, where you are in a situation where, not of course like people asking you to marry on the first date, but where you feel that, like someone is asking you for something like way too quick, like we didn't get there yet. And I wonder how this made you feel. I guess that it was probably awkward, a little bit cringe, a little bit uncomfortable. That's normally how we feel when someone is asking us for something that we are not ready to give yet. So now let's bring this to business. Proposing, aka selling before building trust, can be a bit cringe. Email marketing is not about transactions, it's about building relationships. And what I always like to say is, in business and in love, relationships are built on trust. And now I would also like to ask you, even though I'm not really monitoring here the comments, if have you ever said that emails aren't working for you? So you tried really hard to create your emails and workflows and so on, and you are like, but this isn't working. I put in all this work and it's not working. I'm just wondering if you have ever felt this way. I'm going to check here if anyone is leaving any comment. Okay, I will keep going. I will keep going. Let's go. Yes. If you felt this way, this was probably because, first of all, wrong expectations. So you send a few random emails to an unengaged list and you are expecting sales. So you are starting a sales campaign and you haven't warmed up your audience to actually ask for the sale. No strategy. You think that sending newsletters and sending a sales email here and there is the strategy. Ignoring your customers. So you forget about your customers after they buy. So they buy and you go radio silent. So this is why I want to introduce you to the C.A.R.E framework. This is my framework. Okay, it's not something that you find in the marketing books. But the reason why I created this framework is because I never really liked the funnels. I don't like how they look because it's very linear, it's very transactional. And I got, once I saw this flywheel approach, I was just like, this is it. But I created my own version of this. And basically, this framework puts the customer at the center of everything that you do. And this is the framework that moves people from being a stranger to becoming a customer to then becoming an ambassador or a raving fan. Basically, what you want with your emails and with your business is to bring people on a journey with you. And it starts by captivating them first, then amazing them after, and then when they are receptive, because you have done that work before, captivating and keep amazing them, they will be receptive for the sale. And then at the end, when they are enthusiastic, they can become your little sales team. So let's break this down a little bit more to clarify what I mean by this. So C stands for captivate, the C of the C.A.R.E framework. And as we know, in life and in business, first impressions matter. The moment you walk into a room, you make a first impression. And in business, that's your first email. So a great welcome email is like a great first date. You want to make sure that people get excited and interested, not confused or overwhelmed. And what makes a great email? A welcome email, it's your hello, and it's the place for you to share a little bit more about you. It's also a way for you to set the expectations in terms of what to expect and to reinforce the value that you can provide. And it asks for engagement. And a mini challenge for you, you might already have started like sending campaigns and things like that. If you don't have a good welcome email, and if it was something like either you don't have it, or if it's something that you you put together very quickly, commit to writing or editing, improving your welcome email this week, because that first impression really matters. Then the A, amaze. Basically, you want to keep the spark alive. So you had a first great date. That's awesome. Now what? If you go radio silent, people will forget about you. So if they only get an email from you like in 2 months, and that email is a sales campaign, again, that's cringe. That's awkward. It's like going on a first date and then months later, getting a message from this person, like you have moved on with your life, and you get a message months later from this person saying, oh, do you want to go on a second date? You're kind of like, who is this person again? It's the exact same thing in business. So you need to keep showing up, and you need to keep warming up and nurture the contacts that you have in your list. And this is where nurture emails come in, and they should be consistent, and you should use engaging communication that builds trust. This can be done through a nurture workflow, but if it's a workflow, you cannot create infinite emails. So another way to keep this consistency going is also through newsletters or weekly emails, or as you prefer to call it. So when you are basically what you want, sorry, I got distracted here. Basically what you want is to show your personality with these emails. You want to provide value, and you like what I mean with providing value is also to offer your audience quick wins. So they're always wanting more. They're always opening that next email because they know that they're always getting a win from your emails. I'll just use this as an example. In my newsletter, for example, I send it out weekly, and I always finish my newsletter. Like I give a lot of value, and I always finish my newsletter at the bottom with actionable growth tip. So no newsletter goes out without this actionable growth tip, so that people always have this little thing that they can implement on their business that week. What keeps leads engaged? As I mentioned, value packed emails, personal stories. Everyone loves personal stories. So whether you are the face of your brand, so whether you have a personal brand like I do, or you are a company, still people love the personal stories, and people love your company stories and your brand stories. So share them. Always remember, people buy from people, okay, and people connect with people. And also interactive content, like as I said, like give them quick wins. And then you have done all this work, you have built the trust. Your customer, your lead, actually at this point it's still a lead, is receptive. Then it's the time to pop the question. You don't propose on date 2 or date 1, but at some point you have to make a move. So if you have built a strong connection, then proposing the sales email feels like a natural next step instead of something that is pushy or forced. So you are going to position yourself and your offer as the logical next step. And you want to make people feel this like an easy yes, just like, oh my God, I like this person so much. Like, yes, I want to buy. Or I like this brand so much. Yes, I'm in. And remember, your audience is not going to be ready to buy unless you build the trust over time, provided value, and help them resolve real life problems, and position your offer as the natural next step. Great sales emails don't feel salesy. They feel like a solution. Selling is helping, and they feel like you are helping them resolving a problem. And finally, so you've made a sale, you have customers. And now what you want is to make sure that, of course, you're going to deliver an awesome product or an awesome service, and they are going to love it because you're going to do a great job with the delivery of your product or service. And they are going to be so excited and so enthusiastic about your brand, about what you offer, that they will want to tell everyone about this. This is your happily ever after. As like the moment you get married, that's not when the relationship ends. It's actually when it begins. And as I said, marriage isn't the end, it's the beginning of a lifelong relationship. So the same goes for your customers. You need post-sales engagement. You need to keep feeding them value with follow-up emails, with check-ins and surprises. Like, I am big on surprise and delighting your customers. Like, when people trust you, when they believe in your service, in your offer, in your product, you want to keep them with you and in that wheel, in that flywheel, for as long as possible, for as long as it makes sense. And as I said, your job isn't over after the sale. You want to keep your customers engaged. And what this means, it's going to increase your customer lifetime value. And instead of you having to go after, like again, like just think the funnels, like bring people into the funnel, bring people into the funnel. No, you bring people into the funnel. Of course, you always have to keep feeding this top of the funnel. But again, you have to think about this as relationships, and you have to think about this as this flywheel that, like it starts spinning and people stay on with you on this journey for as long as possible. And by keeping your customers where you can offer upsells or cross sells or whatever it is you can offer, like, and creating this beautiful journey for them, you are going to increase your customer lifetime value, and you are going to decrease your acquisition costs, which is what we all want as business owners, right? So how do we do this? With check-in emails. So after they buy the product, check in on them, get feedback as well, so that you can keep improving what you offer. Surprise and delight, as I said before, referral incentives, and make sure you get those testimonials because you want a lot of social proof to get more people in. So lifecycle emails in action. Let's take a look at examples. So an online course creator, as an example. So a welcome, they would send their welcome email or welcome flow. I always recommend actually sending more than one welcome email. So the journey of a sequence of 3 emails is perfect. So with a welcome email, you welcome and set the expectations for the learning journey, so they know what to expect from you. And then you can build like value-packed nurture emails with weekly study tips, bonus resources. Then you can, when people are ready and you're ready to pop the question, you can have you create your sales sequence. Those could be your launch emails, depending on what business model you have, or email campaigns. And finally, once they convert into customers, you will create your follow-up emails and also ask for testimonials. So you want to follow up with student success stories, and next level, not follow up with student success stories. You want to grab student success stories and next level course offers. Marie Forleo, just giving this example, she is an educator and she is always sharing incredible value on her YouTube channel, but also in her emails. And she makes it really personal. And like in this case, like she has a selfie with one of her business besties and her best friend. And she's really communicating in a language that really talks to her ideal client. An e-commerce brand. E-commerce actually is the exception for what I was saying in terms of like popping the question too soon, because for e-commerce, it actually makes sense to make an offer in the first email. This works incredibly well for e-commerce, for this business model. As like offering this little gift of 10% off in the first welcome email, 10% off the whole shop, or 15% off, like whatever it is. Then also educational, like with the when we move people to this amaze part, educational and social proof. So emails showcasing bestsellers, reviews, and also educating people about the product, depending on how complex the product is. Cart abandonment would be the sales email, and an incentive could be forgot something, here's an extra 5% off. And then the post-purchase emails could be how-to guides, loyalty, rewards, and referral programs. Candier is a brand, an American brand that sells candles, and they have a very specific target. They really target female founders, and some of their candles actually is kind of like, go get them, girl, like things like that. But I loved when I got their welcome email, and from these brands, not like individuals, this was one of the best emails that I got recently. And why I loved it so much is because it's different. It's because it's not, again, like it's not just asking me to buy and to get the 15% off or whatever. She's really introducing herself to me. So even as I said, with e-commerce, it works really well to offer this little incentive to buy immediately. Also having a little different, like a slightly different approach could be a great way for you to position your brand and really click with the people that buy from you. And because I loved it so much, I even have it pinned on my bookmark, because I don't want to forget about this brand. Even though I'm getting their emails, I get lots of emails, I don't want to forget this brand, and I want to buy from them more. And the reason for that is because, of course, I love the product. It was a gift. It was very easy, but because I really love the brand and I really love their emails. So like all the different touch points that I had with them made me fall in love with the brand and made me trust them. Service-based business, coach, consultant, agency. This could be the welcome email, so setting the expectations right from the start, value-driven content, case studies, quick wins, personalized insights, asking for the discovery call. So let's chat about your goals, book a free session, and ongoing engagement. Again, like sharing, getting the client success stories and upsell and cross-sell your offers. This is an agency, Rock and Media. Again, they use their first email, the hello email, to make a bold impression. And I really like what they put here. We should never be anyone's first agency. We don't think like the other agencies, and we don't act like them either. This is their welcome email, and it's really bold, and it really caught my eye and caught my attention. And the way that they keep going with the email and the copy and so on, it was just like this perfect hello that got me hooked immediately to them and to the value that they provide and build trust. So, how to implement this now? I want to share some action steps with you. So, what I suggest you to do if you have never done this is to map out your customer journey. This is so important. And you can map out this journey using this C.A.R.E framework. So, like, what are you doing in this captivate stage? What are you doing to amaze the people that come into your email list? Are you nurturing them enough so that you can then ask for the sale? Are your sales sequences converting well? And I heard from the previous talk that we were talking about results and looking at the numbers. So make sure that if you already have those sales sequences or those sales campaigns, that they are converting the right way and that you are not being cringe about how you are asking for the sale. And make sure as well that you have covered this post-purchase stage as well, that you are asking for the testimonials, that you keep in touch with your customers, that you are upselling or cross-selling to your customers. So the journey doesn't end when you make the sale. And then set up 2 or 3 key automated emails. So once you find the gaps, I will encourage you to work on this 3 or 5 key automated emails, and then test and optimize. It's all about testing, experimenting, and optimizing, and that's how you keep getting, you keep making really good money from emails. And if you want help, I also prepared for you my welcome. It was ready. I'm sharing it with you. It's my gift to you for listening to me for this last half an hour. My welcome email templates to get you started. If you don't have your welcome email sequence properly done, or if you haven't done it yet. And this is especially for people that have to send emails after someone downloads a freebie or after someone signs up for a live event. So I have emails for both scenarios there. So I'll just leave it here for 5 seconds more in case you want to grab this. And I'm moving now. And I'm getting to the end where I would love if you say hello to me. I hang out on Instagram and LinkedIn mainly, lately a bit more on Instagram than on LinkedIn, but I'm on both. So if you want to come on over and say hello, I would love to see you there. And that's what I wanted to share with you, Bianca.
I was scanning the QR code and I already filled up. I already got the Google Doc and I was just
Yay, awesome.
Thank you for sharing, by the way. It's
No
awesome. I
problem.
love it.
No problem.
So we
I
have
love sharing. I love giving gifts. I
yes,
love
and
giving
I love
gifts.
receiving gifts. So it's a perfect match. And I'm pretty sure people are also gonna appreciate because your content was amazing and
Thank you.
it's awesome to I mean, we women, we love to hear good things from other women. So it's not only good content, but it's also inspiring to like hear someone so amazing as you, like talking and giving so many useful tips. So I'm glad
Thank
that you're here with
you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That was great. Thanks. Thanks for that feedback. I hope it was helpful for everyone. And I hope I planted in everyone's brain this idea that, like
Yeah.
treat your emails as a relationship with
Uh-huh.
with the people that come into your list.
Yes. Otherwise, people are gonna make other relationships. That's they're just gonna
Yeah,
go.
exactly.
We have some questions here.
Yes.
Let me check. We have two questions. One from Olina. How would you collect, subscribe slash potential customer preferences to improve personalization and offers?
Um, this is a great question because, like, honestly, we are not talking about something slightly more advanced because you should be tagging your customers as they go through this life cycle. So you should have the custom fields as they go through this life cycle. So in the beginning, when you are just sharing a freebie, all you really need is, well, depends on the business as well and the business model. Because as I said, like I worked with B2C and I work with B2B. On a B2C, all you really need is name and email to get started. Okay. So you don't, like, the more you ask, the more you are putting the barrier to get them
Yes.
on your list. But if you are a B2B business and if you are selling really high ticket products or software or whatever it is, when I was working in B2B, it was a software company, you really want to get a little bit more detail to qualify your leads, okay, and to get them on a call with you. So if you are getting those details, you can then start doing this personalization. So you can see, like how qualified they are. I'm going to use like this example of Neil Patel's Uber Suggests right now because I was on his website the other day and I remember seeing this. When you sign up for his website, he's asking you a bunch of questions, like what's your marketing budget, how big is your team, and like what's your business model. So yes, all these things. And based on this, like if I'm going to answer something that my marketing budget is 1 million, for sure he's going to come after me and he's going to send me very target emails because he knows I'm going to be a really good client. But if I say that my marketing budget is less than 500 euros, he's not going to waste his time with me. So this is the kind of thing that you can do. Again, like this depends so much on the businesses, but if you are a coach, if you are an educator, like asking this kind of questions, it's probably a bit too much for these initial steps. But then as you keep going and as you keep growing your business, you might want to keep adding certain customer fields and tags so you can really personalize. Just the other day I was working with a client of mine that has e-commerce plus services, and we were segmenting her list based on the area where she works um, for her service side of the business, so that she could send a referral program to the people that work in that area so that they can refer new clients and so on. So it depends a lot. Like for me, like knowing your business will allow me to give you a better answer.
Yes.
But I think you get the idea. It depends a lot on the type of the business. It's very important, and this was being covered before as well, to personalize and to segment. Some businesses you really need a lot of segmentation. Other businesses you can start simply with, like again, like if you're a small service business, you can start simply with name and email to start sending those emails, and then you can add other layers as people progress with you.
Yes, it's very good points because it depends a lot, right? Like
Yeah,
if I
I've worked with so many
yes.
businesses, and there's just like there's not one size fits all thing
Mhm.
for emails. It's really like
Yes.
each business, and each business model is different. And I've even worked with very similar business where the approach and the strategy had to be very different because the vision was different as
Yeah.
well. Because if you are an e-learning brand, let's say, but your goal is to stay a two people e-learning brand, it's the strategy is going to be very different from a company that is trying to scale up to sell thousands of
Hmm.
courses around the globe.
Yeah.
So it's unless I really understand like the business model, the vision, and so on, it's I can only give like a very general answer like this.
Yes, but it's good to know that you can personalize, and it depends. You have to study, sit down, take a deep breath, and then check what is the best for you. Because, for example, if I want to buy a book and I want to receive a newsletter from an editor, I'm not gonna give as much information as, for example, if I am at an event and I am a
Exactly.
company and I want to find another tool for me to use. So yeah, there's tons of possibilities, and that's why we are
Exactly.
here for, to help you to understand what is the best for you. We do have another question from Emily, and she asks, how do you identify when a lead is ready to receive a sales focused email?
Oh, I love that question. Um, Here's the thing: you don't really identify if a lead is ready to receive a sales focus email. What you need to you need to do your own work, as in you need to nurture your leads, you need to give them value, you need to position yourself as the expert, you need to give them quick wins, you need to build the trust, which was exactly my point in this presentation. And when you make, like, let's say that you are an educator and you have a cohort based program and you launch. When you launch, you might launch for the whole, like for your whole list. Not everyone is going to buy. Not everyone is ready, but the ones that
Mhm.
are ready are going to buy. And giving another example, like for me as a consumer, I was on a coach email list for a decade before I bought her program.
Wow.
And why didn't I buy the program before? And why did I stay for 10 years in her email list? I stayed for 10 years because I really liked her. And for 10 years, I kept seeing her, how consistent she was with the content that she was putting out there. I could see how, like the great tips that she was sharing. I just really liked everything about her. The reason why I never bought from her was because I was working as a head of marketing and I was not interested in starting my business, which is the program that she has.
Mhm.
Then when I quit my job and started my business, guess what? I didn't even think twice. As soon as she launched, I immediately clicked buy now. And it was a very expensive program. But she kept building the trust. I knew I could really trust her. So the thing is, you don't know, because most of the people that are in your list that are leads, you don't know them. You don't know, like they're just email addresses on your
Mhm.
list. So you don't know when they are ready to receive an email. Of course, you will have some really hot leads, people that you may have spoke to in the past that have shown interest, and you should actually tag this as hot leads, or whatever way you want to tag them, or however way you want to segment them, because you know that when you're launching something or when you are selling a new product, that these are more likely to convert. And if you can also have a strategy for, like playing with scarcity. So you launch to your hot leads, and imagine that you only have 20 products available. You launch to your hot leads and you can immediately start using in your marketing that now you only have 8 left because you already sold to your hot leads. So that could be a strategy as well. So my answer is, you don't know, but you have to keep nurturing people and building the trust. And eventually, if they stay in your list and if they keep opening your emails, you should also do you should also clean up your list. If people are not opening for more than 6 months, they shouldn't probably be in your list anymore. But if they're opening, if they're clicking, if they keep showing interest, is because eventually they will want to buy from you. Even if
Yes.
it takes them years, eventually they will want to make business with you.
You were there to prove the point that it
Yes,
actually works. And it's true, like sometimes it's that, like you mentioned, it's the moment that you are in life. Maybe is the budget, you don't have the budget right now, but one day you're gonna have it, and you're
exactly.
always keeping that in the back of your mind. And marketing is a lot about that. It's about keeping the good brands in the back of your mind. It doesn't have to be there all the time, but you have to make sure you have a good strategy so people think about you even though you do
100%.
nothing. Yes.
100%. You want to stay top of mind and relevant
Mhm.
all the time.
Yes, and you don't have to beg to be there. You just have
Exactly.
to build this relationship.
Exactly.
The other question is actually about your Instagram. Learn to engage, ask what is your handle because they could not find your Instagram.
Oh, that's sweet. It's grow with, but with one W only, dot pro.
Okay. Please find, if you don't find, send a message to Romana
I
on
can put it in the
LinkedIn.
comments, no?
Oh, great. Oh, no, we cannot have links in the comment, but you can send just the
Okay.
handle. The handle, it's okay.
Okay.
But you're gonna find her there. So I
I
think
yeah.
that was all the questions we had. We had Daniela asking en español. No hablamos español, Daniela, pero
Hablamos
puedes
español.
encontrar.
I am Portuguese. I speak Portuguese. So if you understand Portuguese, that's
A
as
gente
close.
pode
I
conversar
speak Portuguese. I
português.
speak Italian, but not
Oh,
Spanish.
great. I am
Yes.
learning Italian, but just
Also.
learning. Bueno, Daniela, puedes encontrar todas las conferencias en español en lo YouTube channel de SendPulse and Latin. SendPulse Latin, puedes encontrar todo lo que tenemos en español. That's all the español I have. I hope you understood, Daniela. I tried. Oh yeah, they put here your Instagram. Perfect. So learn to engage. You can just click there and follow Romana. And Romana, thank you so much for
Thank
your
you so
time.
much for having me. This was awesome. I hope it helped you. And remember, building relationships, building
Yes,
trust. It's all about that.
true. And I'm saying that for the whole conference. So see people, I'm putting that on your
I'm
mind.
helping you reinforce the message.
Yes, thank you. I love this. Like making connections, relationships, building something. It's my favorite thing. That's why I work for. And well, that's why I'm here today. I
Yeah, I'm
love to
super
talk.
passionate about this topic, and I'm super passionate about email because I have seen with my very own eyes
Mhm.
how much money you can make from it and
Yes.
how great it can be to grow a
Mhm.
business.
Yes, that's a very good point, especially now that people don't trust. Some people don't trust an email. They think it's over. Sweetie, it's not over. We are here
No,
to
it's
prove
not.
it.
No, it's going still to be here for a long time.
Yes. Thank God, because I love email.
Me too.
It's my favorite. It's easy. You can check it later and everything. Anyways, I love talking about this topic.
Me too. Me too.
But thank you so much. I
Thank
already
you.
connected
Thanks for
with you
having
on
me. It was
LinkedIn.
great.
It was
Thanks.
great
Bye
for us
bye.
as well. Bye bye.